Hello, dear listeners. Yes, we are still on a hiatus, and yes, it has been several weeks since the holiday season, but I mean, who among us hasn't gotten a belated gift card or something from a distant relative around this time of year, right? And I've got a whole lot of outtakes to clear out of my hard drive, to be completely honest, so here you go. Here's your holiday outtake special for the year, but we're actually going to do our heroes call to action early today. As you probably know, there have been wildfires just ravaging the Los Angeles area over the past several days. And friend of the show, Emily Clark, and her husband actually lost their home. They do have a GoFundMe that we'd really appreciate you supporting. They're really close to hitting their 60K goal, but the extra push would definitely help. You'll find the link to that below. All right, on to the silly, goofy holiday theme.
Magi. That's a whole nother story.
Okay, so it's a Christmas movie, and I just realized we probably can't add that because struck work. God damn it! You know what?
And so is real. Even though, hot take, sidetrack a bit, but Santa's kind of a dick in the Rudolph special.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. People have definitely been opening up more to the fact that Santa kind of sucks in most Rudolph stories. Like,
It's what the hell?
Why are you letting this poor reindeer get bullied?
Santa is a bigot in Rankin Bass.
Santa is an American administrator in the school system.
I
have one story. When I was in 6th grade, this isn't really Santa, but it is Christmas. When I was in 6th grade, I had my appendix removed on Christmas Eve. I was fortunate. Yeah, no. We were cleaning the 23rd, and I told Mom I didn't feel good. She was like, clean!
Get rid of the couches. We can't let people know we sit!
That is my mother. So we're cleaning before Christmas Eve because Santa's coming, or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, we're cleaning, and I don't feel good. And so, finally, my dad takes me to the ER. You'll have to cut this part, but I puke out the window as we're driving to the hospital. Down the side of the car. Turns out my appendix is about to burst. They pull me into emergency surgery the early wee hours of the 24th.
Trigger warning for emetophobia, I guess.
I said cut it! Anyway, so we're going down the road, we get there at wee hours, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on the 24th, Christmas Eve. I have my appendix removed. The 25th, Santa brought me little scooter bar handles because I grew up in the age of the Razor scooter. I'm 31.
Shout out to the Razor scooter for real.
I had scooter ankle all the time. Anyway, I got little scooter handles.
Skip it. Y'all remember those skip-its? There's the hook around your ankle and you jump over the ball.
Yeah.
That was my main source of exercise as a child.
I had, got my little scooter handles in the ER, in the hospital room from Santa before I went home. My dad had to physically restrain my sister upstairs so that she wouldn't come downstairs to see the presents before I got home from the hospital. And then we got a trampoline for Christmas that I could not use. But all the neighbors came over to use it.
Of course.
So I'm sitting on the back porch
what about your teeth?
I thought it was really cool that Santa used his sword as a cane. First of all, that was my first thought. Okay,
yeah.
that's cool. That's clever. That's unique. I approve. It's solid and sturdy. I like that. But
particularly the stuff from the Tanakh, because remember, Hanukkah, which is actually based on a historical event, is not part of the Tanakh, and the other holidays in the Jewish calendar that are based on specific dates all came later, after the thing.
Did we ever, I guess I did land on this, did take place in 1952. I can't write my crossover where Rindy from this movie and Susie from Miracle on 34th Street go to the same school.
Damn it.
They do, there is a specific time, they reference Ike Eisenhower having just been elected.
True, damn it. That's the bummer.
Can we
dear
bring
listeners,
back the Eisenhower tax rates?
Wouldn't that be nice? But, dear listeners, if you want to know what the fuck we're talking about, you should listen to Ellie's podcast.
Yeah, Jazz is on it sometimes.
Yes.
So is Sam.
Yes. But, anyway, okay. But, yes. Which I only recently found out was a Tolkien story. That's crazy. Or was it? Did I make that up? Hang on.
I thought it was...
In a home at the North Pole.
that live to
I thought it was.
claw.
I thought it was Baum. I thought it was L. Frank Baum.
It might have been Baum instead. We're gonna cut that. Hang on, I am looking it up now.
I mean, as we talked about in Return to Oz, Baum was probably the reason there is.
Yeah,
a
there we
Tolkien.
go. Okay, so yes, the life and the life and adventures of Santa Claus.
Oh, I had a really good point to make. I wonder what it was.
Well, if you think of it, let us know.
Okay.
That's what
If
editing
not,
is
I
for.
hope you kept the receipt.
But yeah,
Do you want to see a photo of me as Santa?
of course. I
find
love
one.
that we got 2 people on this podcast who have actually dressed up as Santa.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll find one. Hold on.
My favorite special, while Charlie's finding the picture, was Charlie Brown Christmas, because I was a depressed little kid. So, oh my God, Charlie Brown was my comfort fictional character for years. And and of course the big highlight of that is the tree at the end when after the holiday has been horrible for Charlie and he can't find the spirit and everything, and everybody gets together and they all decorate this barely more than a branch broken off of a real tree, and it becomes beautiful. So for about a decade where I live, there was a tree that was essentially just a trunk maybe half an inch thick and one, not even a branch, it was like a half an inch of kind of growing off of the main thing. It was just that on the side of the road. And every year, I have no idea who it was, every year somebody would hang a red Christmas ball on the end of that.
Oh.
And so there, for about somewhere between 5 to 10 years, driving past that on the first time after somebody had done that, that was the highlight of my season every year, and it's a memory I'm going to carry for the rest of my life.
That's so sweet. And I did just remember, I have never dressed up as, well, in my case, Mrs. Claus, although I have dressed up in a way that made my friend Odd say, "You look like Mrs. Claus," like if someone did a prequel Hallmark movie about Mrs. Claus just having graduated college and is about to meet Santa.
Have you ever seen the one about Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Claus joining the suffragette movement?
I do know of it. Yeah, like actually, funnily enough, on
Sounds
6 Degrees of
amazing.
Star Wars.
Yeah, you. Yeah, we mentioned this in the
6
Gaslight
Degrees of
episode.
Star Wars, the Gaslight episode, because Angela Lansbury actually executive produced it to try to help her friend feel better, because unfortunately he was dealing with complications from AIDS at the time.
Oof.
And working on that actually helped him
Get better.
find something to think about. Yeah, to find something else to think about and get better. It's like, what a queen Angela Lansbury was.
So I was trying to think after Grady said, sorry, your pronouns?
He.
After Grady.
Hey, you made it, Justin. Good. We haven't gotten that far. So awesome.
Could it be? Look, over there. Is it the smelly bum who slept through his alarm? No, it's Santa Claus. Oh my God.
In this episode, same guy.
Santa is tardy.
It's okay. Hi. Okay. Is that what you want your intro to be, or do you want to do a different intro?
Yeah, I'm fine dropping in like a. I'm fine dropping in like it's a. I'm just like kicking through the door, just like, oh my God, it's John Cena.
And pressing the snooze bar beside of his nose.
Huzzah! We're very glad you're here, Justin. So we're just talking about like our personal experiences with, stories of Santa Claus, either just as children or, different Christmas specials or movies we've seen.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Sorry.
but yeah, while you're thinking,
Christ, I'm trying to remember the name of this one. I can never remember it. Sorry. Lateness of the hour. I think it's that one.
I'll forgive you.
Describe it.
No, it's not that one.
Can you do an interpretive dance first?
True.
Wow.
I'm Alana Greenberg Sood, and I
played baseball in school, so that doesn't help matters any, I'm sure. I swear someone gave them a tick box of a list of like, you need to reference these things in this way, and the rest of it can be whatever you want.
Who also teaches class, and
that actually makes sense at a yeshiva to have a rabbi teaching something like history. They're wearing it like windbreakers and stuff at times, but from what I know of Philly in the winter, that would not be sufficient.
I literally think
So much stalking, so much cultural appropriation. It's good times. Okay, no, we have to get to the sexism later.
Okay,
Let's get through the story first.
Yes.
Story
And
first.
and I can
No, you don't.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
That is
Ella.
not true.
If you rearrange the letters in Lamont Carr, you get calm or rant.
Well, he does have kind of those two modes throughout this. He's either
Thank you,
calm or he's
Kimberly.
ranting.
Thank you very much, Kimberly Akimbo.
Yeah,
You could also get normal cart,
which is what he drives around in.
which is favorite video game.
Well, no, the whole thing that we've missed here is that it does actually have the miracle of Hanukkah, in which fuel oil does last long enough for something to happen.
Very subtle.
Which is okay. It's about as subtle as a brick through a window, but it's like one of the only times I have ever seen a piece of Hanukkah media go that literally.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether that's good or bad, but
It's bold.
So
yeah,
this is based on a true
I
story.
teach
also.
algebra.
I teach algebra. Basketball, it's my favorite.
And that
sport.
that little dance that they do that like it does not work with Lamont's not in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
I forgot about
gang.
that.
Hello, welcome to the fact that the early aughts did not know whether or not they were still the 90s.
Yes.
Appropriation of black culture. Hey! Well, they all wanted to be Sonic the Hedgehog, so...
I wanted to be Macaulay Culkin and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Macaulay the Hedgehog.
And it lasted, believe it or not, 8 crazy nights.
Yeah, because the
No! We have a ban on.
You can't. I had that horrible
Just
man's voice in my head when he said technical foul.
Technical foul! Oh, God. Nope.
So yeah, the idea. Sorry. You completely shot my train of thought. Now I just have Whitey walking around in my head.
No.
Yes, but yeah, no, it's it's a
Well, one of the things that we talked about when we did a Hanukkah episode last year was the arms war between one-sided arms war between Hanukkah and Christmas.
Yeah.
Because as Christmas got bigger, Hanukkah got bigger so that to try to compete. But fundamentally, Hanukkah is this little bitty holiday that has been commercialized into something much larger than it actually is.
There's a whole button poetry poem about it, even.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, except for the fact that that Christmas was not a big holiday for the first couple of years of Christianity either.
That's true. First couple. It was not a big holiday until the late 1800s.
Yes. So it's not. It is capitalism. Sorry, gang. But it is capitalism's fault.
Well,
it was capitalism all along.
But maybe Hanukkah means just a little something more.
But it essentially falls into...
I'm not sure this is the group to litigate that. I mean, that's also not true, but just different groups and...
Mainstream media wouldn't.
Yeah, well, no, so definitely something driven towards mainstream whatever would be like, oh, well, most Jews are doing this, so we're doing this. And, like, you know, to show my age, I would have been a couple years older than Alex when the movie came out, and I would have already had my B'nai Mitzvah and been invited on Birthright.
And I would have smoked him at basketball.
Which I did not do. But,
I was still deep in it when I was that age, and so it was more like, I've got school, I can't do it now, but maybe between high school and college, and then by that point, I had some things figured out, but
Yeah.
there were, the yeshiva makes no sense. The school that he goes to, a religious school like that would be called a yeshiva.
Yeah.
And it is on the thing, but that's what that's called.
And I think Rabbi Lewis even called it that at the dinner table at one point.
Yes, I believe you're correct. And
it's the only other part in the film that acknowledges that it's in Philadelphia because it's on the sign for the school.
Yeah. But that and the Liberty Tournament, like.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
There are a handful of things, just not the camera
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's it's acknowledged in the script, not the camera work. But there were already at that point people. I mean, there had been people the whole time, but including among the Jewish community that had been questioning like the level of ownership, I guess you could call it. But for the sake of current politics and all of our sanity, I think we probably want to kind of sidestep that and remember that these are American Jews in the 1990s, not Israeli Jews in the 1990s, early 2000s.
I'm sorry, I can't tell these.
She's actually the principal.
I can't tell these.
She's the principal, and she makes no sense because a boys' yeshiva would not hire women as staff.
They needed as many horrible harpy women as possible.
They had three because they have three because he's best friends of friggin' Harpy as soon as he doesn't get what she wants to.
No, Cassie Steele's character. I forgot that Cassie Steele was in this movie, and I grew up on Degrassi, so that was fun.
Anything. But
yeah,
it's
no,
okay.
she's not a Harpy.
She abandons Alex temporarily
because he's being a dick.
Stupid reasons.
Which, in fairness, he's a teenage boy. That's what they're gonna do. But she has every right to leave.
We rescheduled this. I watched the first half hour before we were supposed to first watch it, and I watched the rest tonight. And when she showed up again, I was like, "Oh yeah, there was another character in this movie," because it had been a bit since I watched.
But no, I will defend Cassie Steele's character. I know she has a name, but
there are two horrible Harpy women, at least.
The only women who have the adult women who have names are. It's so sexist. It's absurd.
It's really strange.
Yeah, women hate fun.
Yeah, that was product placement. I bet. I'm not even kidding. No, seriously.
No, probably.
Yeah.
The most unenthusiastic product placement. Wow.
And then they get him a replacement for the card that he sold. And the mom's like smiling and whatever, and it's like, well, this is some consistent character writing. Thanks, guys.
That's fair.
21st? No.
21st.
Yeah, Stephen Halloween Town. And so
23rd, you're right, yeah.
And then
the
Mrs.
thing
Klein
is that there are places where they could just expand the smaller characters a bit more and stuff like that, and they instead decided to go. Yes, but that's not undoable. It's just that they decide to add deeply random shit instead.
Yeah, and
which is pretty decom. So
Mrs. Klein as a character though feels very non-Disney Channel to me.
She's a female authority figure that ruins everyone's fun. That is classic decom stuff.
That is true.
I would argue that there's
not cynical.
But yeah, it's like her whole thing is that she's too.
Does someone want to explain that for the people that are listening that don't know what rabbinical would mean in this context?
I think it's way funnier if we don't.
Yeah, but not as much.
Over relating to a rabbi.
Yes.
That's not what I meant. The fact that she is punished for her behavior by a a seemingly appropriate level of low level punishment. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But like, our audience is not just each other.
Yeah.
Gang.
What? Oh no, I think rabbinical was just a wordplay on cynical. It wasn't
Yeah, Ella said
actually
cynical, so then I said a
describing
rhyming word that had rabbi in it.
Yeah, we were not actually
Oh.
describing the scene, but it applies to the overall film.
Okay.
But then we don't.
She has an arc.
Yeah.
You see, she's screaming at the basketball game. Like,
Yeah.
she has a more of an act. She and the mom both have an
the
arc,
same
but
exact
you don't.
arc and personality.
Yes.
One scene
Give or take.
to enjoy.
Yes.
Joy, we got.
Uh-oh, we lost Alana.
Oh
Did I keep going?
Keep going, let me see what's going on.
no! Oh, because the
little,
recording continues. Right. Okay.
But he wants to do basketball and she wants to do theater.
No, she also wants to do
No,
basketball.
I'm referencing High School Musical. Sorry.
Oh God, how did I not know that?
He
She
really
wants
does
to do
get
the
his head in the
science
game in
decathlon,
here.
and he
though.
wants to
He does
shoot.
get. He does get.
Okay, so Alana had to bail. Apparently something came up, so it's fine. We'll continue on.
Okay.
Okay, but
No, but I might have said this in the How the Grunkle Stole Hanukkah podcast, but it's so funny, I need to say it again. I was browsing Netflix, and there was a thumbnail that came up for the Prince of Egypt, and the little banner on the bottom for Netflix said, "Leaving soon," and I said, yeah, that's the plot.
That's the plot.
That's the story.
They should have replaced it just for this one occasion with Exodus.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Get it now before we let it go.
Joke? Do you remember the joke in our podcast at Over the Garden Wall where we talk about the burning bush talking to Moses and Moses being like, talking bush, kill it. And then Doggett says, and that's when Moses tried to kill God.
He did.
Wow, okay.
And lighting that for the first night of Hanukkah.
Charlie! And that was it for this year's holiday-themed outtakes, but don't worry, there are definitely more outtake specials coming. I've got a lot piled up, and where better time to post those than the hiatus, right? Once again, please consider donating to one of the GoFundMes that have popped up Once again, please consider donating to one of the GoFundMes of the people who are suffering through the LA wildfires, particularly our friend Emily and Jeff Clark's. And as always, you can find me at Faye Riviera on basically all of the socials. And you can follow this podcast on still Twitter for the time being until that ship finally sinks, and Blue Sky at IER Podcast. Consider helping us reach the next chapter of our story by donating to our Patreon, and we also have Ko-Fi pages, or you could hit the support the show link below. Or if you are unable to support us monetarily, please still consider rating us on the podcatcher of your choice, leaving us a review. There are comments in the Spotify page now, or even just giving us good word of mouth with, again, the nerds in your life. Once again, our hiatus is still going on until the end of the month, but do stay tuned for outtake specials and potentially a little Worlds Elsewhere Theater Company collaboration in the near future. Thank you all for listening, and remember, stories gain power in each retelling, even when we are doing it in a very silly way right now.